I've been enjoying the She-Hulk show. I mean, there are things about it that don't work for me. I really don't like the lengths and stuff like that. I find it a little bit dissatisfying with the length, but the content I've been finding really entertaining and enjoyable. And I just like watching this show. Now, at the end of last week's episode, in the post-credit scene, they've been doing a post-credit scene with every episode, which I love because a lot of times these Disney Plus shows, you think there's going to be post-credit and you sit through 8 minutes of credits and there's never a post-credit. They've done a post-credit for every single episode so far, and I'm loving it. And last week's took the cake. It was She-Hulk with Megan Thee Stallion dancing around the office and twerking in the office, and I just about fell out of my sofa. I was laughing so hard when it happened. I thought it was great. Now, they have released some behind-the-scenes images from this, where you actually see good Canadian kid Tatiana Maslany in the CGI suit. And I think if you actually scroll down there a bit, Jonathan, they'll have the tweet up there where you'll see there's some of the images, and you can just tell that Tatiana is having a blast. When you see the larger images of it, you just see her face. She is having an absolute ball, going crazy, going nuts. And I think like shots like this and seeing her in the CGI suit, it just adds to that whole thing for me. Now, here's the thing. I have heard some people ass whining about this scene, this post-credit scene. What the actual fuck is wrong with you people? And I say this as a fellow film-loving brother, and it's all subjective and everything, so I'm saying it in love. But what the fuck is wrong with you? That scene was amazing. It was hilarious. I laughed my fool ass off. I thought it was great. But here's the thing. It was great for this show. Like a lot of people saying, well, I just don't get it. You have this happening in Endgame, and then all of a sudden we've gone to this great drama and everything in Endgame to twerking in an office. People don't seem to get that the MCU is not one thing. The MCU is a collection of things that they say happens to inhabit the same universe, but it's different things. Different shows and different movies have different tones, different genres and subgenres. They're all over the place. And listen, I get it. I do. Like if you were watching Infinity War, and it's like, I don't want to go, Mr. Stark. And then Cap's on his knees at the end going, after half the world is disappearing, it's like, oh God. If the camera then cut back to Black Widow going, yada, 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 yeah, that would be out of place. That wouldn't work.
Was that the script?
I would agree that would not be the right time or place for such a shot. If you're watching WandaVision, and you get to the end and she's like in the book and hearing the names of her children and she jumps down and starts yada, 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 yada. Yeah, that wouldn't work. That wouldn't fit.
It's a real song, right? That sounds so familiar for some reason.
It is now.
It would not have been appropriate. It would have been jarring and it would have been completely out of place. I completely agree. But this is a fourth wall breaking satirical show comedy that, if you know the comics, is totally in tune with the comics, by the way. Now, there was never a scene in the comics where she twerked with Megan Thee Stallion.
She wasn't born yet.
Yeah.
Yes. But it's totally in line with what the tone of the comics was. It was the appropriate place to do it. So I get it. I just see people go, well, I just can't imagine if in Captain America, the first Avenger, all of a sudden they had like some wild twerks. But this isn't Captain America.
You don't want to see America's ass twerk?
Well, yes. I mean, some people would pay good money for that.
Captain America went on a USO tour in Captain America, the First Avenger. Now, they didn't spend a lot of time watching, Busby Berkeley musical numbers, but you think he didn't do a little song and dance man shtick on his USO tours? Of course he did.
Yeah. For me, understanding the context of the show and where this scene happened, I stand by that. I think it's one of the top 5 best post-credit scenes I've ever seen because it was the right kind of scene in the right show at the right time that just made me burst out laughing. And if y'all didn't like it and appreciate for that, screw y'all. I mean, you're still my brothers and sisters in film fandom, but screw y'all anyway. I thought it was great. I love seeing them having this kind of fun with it. Anyway, Rob, you get to see now the behind the scenes of it. You see Tatiana Maslany like just ripping around the opposite. There's a video of it as well that we obviously can't show on the show. There's a video just having a ball. I know we're almost a week removed from it now. What do you think about these behind the scenes stuff, and what do you think about the scene?
First of all, the scene, well, like you said, is hilarious. Not only is the twerking hilarious, but then because Jennifer Walters thinks, oh yeah, now I've broed down with Megan Thee Stallion, we're buddies. And at the very last bit of the scene, Megan Thee Stallion's like, no. I mean, and I laughed at that too. Like, slow your roll, whatever. I mean, I don't understand. Like, we live in a very, on our planet at any one time, people are twerking and there's wars being fought. I mean, there's all kinds of things in the continuum of humanity that is happening simultaneously everywhere. And to see something like this was funny. And if something is very funny, this does not denigrate the reverence that we all have for She-Hulk. I mean, no, this was a very, very funny scene. And if it makes you laugh, I mean, you know what? If Megan Thee Stallion was in my office, I'd twerk with her. Wouldn't you?
No, God, that's going to be an image burned in my head all day. Thank you very much.
What I mean to say is, it's like we don't just have to be serious all the time.
And this again, like I said, if they had dropped this scene in Infinity War, I would have said that's dumb, it's jarring, it breaks the spirit of what's going on, but this is right for this show. Anyway, Chris, you get to see the Tatiana Maslany images now. You see her having a ball in the photos and the videos and all that kind of stuff.
She's so cute and tiny.
She is so tiny.
I love it so much. She's so pocket-sized. I think the big issue a lot of people are having, and I don't want to speak for anyone here, but I feel like this is the disconnect, is that we're kind of conditioned for the post-credits to be this big reveal of something where we get a little Easter egg of what's to come, how everything happened in the very first phase of the MCU. And that's not what we do all the time now. Because I know people have gotten mad before where it's like, oh, it's a gimmick with a cat, or it's just people hanging out, or it's just this. This is fun. I think it's fun. It's cute. I like it. And if you don't like it, that's okay. If you're not into twerking, no big deal.
Well, I mean, we do.
I almost feel like I need to stop you right now, but no, go ahead, please.
No, I mean, I was just to speak to that. If you really, Megan Thee Stallion now has a new lawyer.
Yeah.
So that's adding part of the narrative. I mean, she's going to have to expand her duties and not just represent superheroes or change the definition of superheroes, meaning Megan Thee Stallion can now be considered one under some umbrella that the legal firm,
Anyway, guys, question is for you. What do you think about this? Some video and pictures of Tatiana Maslany with Megan Thee Stallion dancing around, clearly having an absolute ball doing that scene. I think the scene's fantastic in that show. Anyway, guys, what do you think about it? Whatever your thoughts are, jump down to the comment section below and leave your thoughts there. We want to take a moment and thank the sponsor of today's video, Storyblocks. Guys, I have been an enthusiastic fan and user of Storyblocks for years. I go to them whenever I'm in need of content creation assets like royalty-free music, video clips, or templates for my creative projects, ranging anywhere from little editorial videos to my very own full-feature documentary. Storyblocks helps you bring your stories, videos, and projects to life without sacrifices due to time, budget, or access to resources. They have over 1 million different story assets ranging from stock videos, audio and music, an in-browser video editor, and they feature pre-designed templates, animations, and outros. Storyblocks uses an affordable subscription model, and their unlimited access plans offers, unlimited video and audio downloads rather than a costly pay-per-clip model. With Storyblocks, you'll be able to create more content and, more importantly, better content, all while using a subscription plan that fits your budget, utilizing unlimited downloads of demand-driven and diverse content. So if you're interested in upping your content creation game, head over to www.storyblocks.com/Campea and get started today. That's www.storyblocks.com/Campea.